Okay, guys, wow, really strong light from here. Audience here at KTH Teknikringen 1, warmly welcome. And YouTube viewers, audience, also warmly welcome to this last event of 8 during KTH Africa Days. And before I introduce you to this beautiful panel here, and I would like to just mention a few words about KTH Africa Days and also about KTH in Africa community. So, as I mentioned, this is the 8th event that we have. So we have since Monday lunch and evening seminars. We are finalizing this week with a movie, which is very nice. It's kind of, we finalizing with the flag on top. What is it? The flag on top. I don't know in English. Anyway, so KTH Africa Days, it's an opportunity where we at KTH, we want to showcase and share parts of our strategy and vision for increasing work in and with Africa. We want to showcase our diverse activities in Africa, including what our researchers do and also Global Development Hub. Our primary objective is to inspire and forge connections between our researchers, partners, students, alumni. We also not only showing different research projects, we have also had on Monday a discussion on responsible internationalization, and yesterday we had a discussion on decolonization. So we try to broaden this perspective a little bit beyond typically maybe technical subjects. Before we start, I start with the presentation. I also want to mention and invite you all to connect and register to KTH in Africa community. You can see on the toilets and a little bit everywhere small posters with a QR code, so you can just go with your phone and register. This KTH in Africa community has the ambition to bring together colleagues, faculty members, students and alumni interested in collaboration related to Africa. In this community, we want to share information and exchange experiences for our mutual collaboration between African universities and KTH. So I need to change paper here. So now with this said, I would like to introduce you to my fellow colleagues here and friends. Tonight we will have a movie night, and it's with Professor Henrik Ernstson and his guest Nelson Ekane and Kajsa Hallberg. Welcome so much to you. Henrik, you developing a situated approach to urban political ecology with a particular focus on southern and post-colonial urbanism. You mainly combines urban political ecology, urban studies, social movement studies, and interdisciplinary research in urban and landscape ecology. And this is not the only movie. You have done several research movies, I know. You have also an extensive international collaboration with co-workers, practitioners and urban artists in South Africa, Uganda, Nairobi, Angola, UK, Italy, US and Sweden, kind of a little bit everywhere. And you also led various interdisciplinary research groups with studies in Cape Town, New Orleans, Stockholm, Kampala and Luanda.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you we're looking forward to know more about this. Nelson Ekane is a research fellow at Stockholm Environmental Institute, also a strategic partner to KTH. You has a PhD from KTH, right? In planning and decision analysis. Your research on sanitation governance disentangles how sanitation policies articulate at multiple governance levels and translate into investment and behavior change at household and community levels. You research on risk governance involves measuring the nature and variability of public beliefs, attitudes, and policy preferences for wastewater residue and land application of treated sewage sludge. In recent publication in this field, in Frontiers in Sustainable Food System, or your research publication is entitled Resource and Risk Perceptions on the Application of Sewage Sludge on Agricultural Land in Sweden, a case study. And finally, before we start, Kajsa Hallberg Ado, I think I missed your second surname first time, sorry. You're a research coordinator and you hold a PhD degree in African Studies from University of Ghana. And you have a master degree in political science from Uppsala University, and you're teaching social science, including African studies and development studies in Uppsala and at KTH. And also in Ashesi University in Ghana. Your research interests turn to the future as you study youth, migration, higher education, and its intersection with technology. So this is our very interesting panel. So I leave the word to you now, and take a seat, and maybe later a little bit of popcorn before we start the movie. Thank you.
Okay, so warmly welcome, and I'm very happy to have Nelson and Kajsa here as well. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is to watch the film and watch it together. Film is storytelling. The film is the old ritual to gather around the fire and tell stories. And this is really what the enigmatic screen helps us to do. This film, One Table to Elephants, is a film I've done together with Jakob von Helan. So I really want to recognize him as well. This was work that we started when we were working here at KTH Environmental Humanities Laboratory, when I was also doing my research at the African Center for Cities at the University of Cape Town, which I consider a hometown to me, Cape Town, where I lived with my family for 10 years. This film is a result of a longer research project and research practice in South Africa, based on a longer ethnographic work, where together with Jacob, who had been doing film before and filmmaking before, we started to collaborate to use film, the camera, as an ethnographic tool. So what does it mean to collaborate around a camera in order to bring the very situated and textured kind of notions or materiality of a particular place? So what this film tries to do is to use the camera and the collaboration around the camera to pose the question of who is in the know, who has valid knowledge. And this is placed in a post-colonial city of Cape Town. And usually Jacob and I, we don't say very much before showing the film. The film is its own ethnographic work. We consider it as important as writing a monograph, as writing a book. So it's also a contribution to the wider discussion around what is knowledge and what is considered as being knowledge within academia. We consider this to be a scholarly kind of artifact, but which also engages with a wider audience. But this is not research communication, all right? This is not research communication. This is research method and development of insights. So hopefully the film will offer a way of thinking with Cape Town, thinking with its histories, its very situated ways of understanding and knowing, but also with its very painful histories of oppression in different ways. So hopefully the film can bring us into some of the textures and details that you have in a place called Cape Town. Around this question of who's in the know. And one more thing, there are certain things that you might not, there's no subtitles, which is, we can discuss that later. It's a conscious choice of ours to do that. There might be, there's a very different ways of speaking English. There's also Afrikaans being spoken, Afrikaans, which is a dialect of Afrikaans. And sometimes you don't understand everything. That's fine. You know, keep on watching. And later we will have time to discuss together with the panelists, but also in the forum here around the film. So this is all I wanted to say now. And so what we need to do now is to lower the lights, as you do in the movies. Later, when we're going to have the panel discussion, we're going to sit over there. So then after the film, we're going to instruct everyone to move their chairs so we can have the conversation over there. Okay? But for now, let's turn off the lights. Allmän belysning.